Okay, so I've got to tell you about a wonderful movie theater experience I had. I've been saving this for you. I almost told it a couple times, and then I kept reminding myself, no, Jonathan's coming. And I think you are the perfect person to tell this story to because you used to own a drive-in. So you probably don't see this same level when you owned the drive-in of what I saw this night. But I was also in Roanoke, and I was done with the dinner that I had scheduled. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to a movie, and I'm just going to enjoy life for a little bit. So I get to the theater, and it is a packed down house. I am sitting next to people. They're sitting next. It's stuffed. Well, while I'm waiting before it gets to be so packed, this woman comes in and takes out some Clorox wipes and starts vigorously wiping down the seat and the arms, the area of the seat that reclines. Like she was cleaning that seat like it had never been cleaned before. And I was looking at that and I was just kind of like,
It's because it hasn't.
that's right.
Never.
It was clean the day they made it.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was not. But she was cleaning it for a solid 2 or 3 minutes. And then she took to the next seat where I guess her spouse was sitting or boy, whoever, and she cleaned that seat the same way. And I'm just kind of looking up there going, I've never really thought about that, but maybe she's onto something.
Good move.
It's not a terrible idea. But I really wish the person that ended up sitting next to me was sitting next to her. Because you know those movie theater posters they put out that you can just pick up and take? They're like 17 by 11 or whatever. These two people come in to sit next to me, and she has this movie theater poster, and she starts manipulating it into a bowl so that she can have popcorn from the person sitting next to her. And she dumps the popcorn in, and I'm thinking, oh, I wish that lady down here could watch this woman take this poster that has obviously been sitting out for weeks and nobody's cleaning that. And she's just dumping her popcorn in, and she's sitting next to me. And then as soon as that was done, I look over, the movie's starting with the previews before the movie, and this woman is on my row. And I always like to sit at the very top because I watched a CSI episode once where a guy in the movie theater got killed because he wasn't sitting on the very back row. So now I can't sit anywhere but the very back row if I can help it. So I'm on the very top row, and she's just tall enough that she's almost reaching the projector, kind of deal. And she is yelling at this person in front of her. So I've got poster popcorn bowl lady over here. I've got Miss Germophobic down there, and I've got Karen right here. And she is yelling about this seat that is hers. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to recline. And I forgot that I'd set my popcorn down. And I knocked my popcorn over and it went everywhere. Well, I couldn't get up because there's so many people and they were so tight. I couldn't stand up. So I had to reach down, grab the popcorn, lift it up, put it on my lap. And then I had to start kicking my feet like this, trying to get all that popcorn to go under the seat because I got a large and it had gone everywhere. And the whole time I'm sitting there doing that, I'm thinking, okay, now I wish the lady down there was sitting right here because she'd probably be freaked out that the person next to me is nasty, eating out of a poster. And then me, I'm over here spilling everything and then trying to basically like a dog, kicking and digging into the dirt. And so I've been waiting to tell that story to somebody who could appreciate it. And I wanted to ask you, I know it was a drive-in. Did you ever have anything weird with the concession? Because most of that's in the car, right?
Well, the concession stand's inside, so you'd come in to get your food. So we had hamburgers, hot dogs. We could provide full meals.
I didn't realize that.
But the craziest thing was, I walk in, and you would close it early every night. You'd make everybody knew so-and-so time, we're going to shut her down. You got to get that going. Well, we had shut it down. I'd sent all my employees home. I was the only one left waiting for the film to shut off, get everything buttoned up, go home. Well, I walk in there. This dude's behind the counter, just getting him a drink, looking for some candy. I said, you think you can fix me a drink? Of course, he had no clue who I was. I said, how much is it going to cost me? Looks up at the board, tries to do some math in his head. I said, let me tell you how much it's going to cost you. And he just stood there, panicked. And finally, I told him who I was. I said, listen, dude, it's okay. I understand. But were you going to steal it? What are you going to do? But no, there were things. Nothing ever funny happened there inside the building. I think
Yeah.
funny happened outside.
Sure.
But nothing.
Why
ever
do y'all
inside.
close the? So you know me, I love popcorn.
Yeah.
And I love going to the movies. Like last time we finished a summer season together, I drove to my next location and then I texted you and Caleb from the theater saying, "Hey, I'm at the theater and I'm watching a movie." And y'all were like, "You're crazy. We are in bed. Like we're going to sleep."
Bye.
And I was like, "All right, bye. Have fun." I love going to the theater, but I hate that they shut concessions down. Why do they shut them down so early?
Cleanup time. Sheer cleanup time.
Really?
That industry is driven by two factors. All their money at any theater, drive-in, walk-in, is only made in the concession stand.
Right. Because everything else goes to the box
Everything
office.
else goes to the box. You might get 20% of the box office. So it costs $20. You might get 10% of that, 20% of that. That's it. So all your profit is in your concession stand.
Which is why they're so inflated.
That's
in
why it's so
price.
inflated. And then once it dies down, it no longer is profitable to keep employees there. Plus, you have to pay them to clean up. So you kill early.
Because I know, some people are like, concessions are outrageous. Why would I pay $18 for Milk Duds
That's
when I
why.
can
So
pay
you can have Milk
$1.50?
Duds.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, you pay $18.50 because that person needs to have a living.
Yeah.
And so I've always tried. If you've ever gone to the movies with me, you'd know that I always try to buy from the concession.
I do too.
Because I had a buddy that worked in the theater. Then I met you, who also had one, and I view it as kind of like a let me help.
That's
in
what
any
it
way
is.
that
It's
I
let me
can,
help.
because
Yeah.
I know that it might be $30 to get a popcorn and a drink and a snack, but that $30 is the only profit they're going to make off me that whole night.
And think about how much they have to sell to pay for their employees.
Yeah.
Pay for the air conditioner. Pay
Yeah.
for it's a lot. It's a big deal.
So every time you're on, we have had you with Derek except once.
Yeah.
But every time you're on, I get a headache because of how much I laugh.
I'm here to,
And I'm ready to have a headache.
I've got 6 stories.
I have one from Wayne already,
All right, good.
but
No doubt.
Keep it
and
going.
Wayne has 10 from me already. So let's do this thing. We've had our appetizer. We got a little popcorn for the movie.
Let's go.
Milk Duds are gone. Drink's almost empty, and you're closing up shop.
All right.
Hit it.
I can tell you this: the last story is going to be called "The Overseas Runner." Just we can't. I can't do that now because once I tell that story, I'm getting out of this chair and I'm walking off. I'm gone. I'm out, and I've got to be very careful. So I'll let you choose. I've done this before.
Okay.
So we've got 5:
Yep.
the spider, the wasp and the rubber band, the hospital visit, forgot your food, and then Matt McBrayer is weaker than my wife.
That
We got to start with that.
We'll start there.
Easily.
That's an easy one. And
Easily.
I've tried to not let him forget it.
Oh,
and I'm
man.
glad that I get to tell it here today.
Yes.
So we were at PTP, of course, pulled the trailer in. We were loading up all the cases last year. And he's helping me. And he's complaining, and I was too, because we were tired.
Yeah.
And my road cases are not big.
Yeah.
Matt, I've got 3 smaller ones that you can roll up the ramp. Help us next year. I did that just for Matt. So my big one is now 3 small ones. Make it a lot easier on Matt. So we're rolling this thing in.
because we have to make it
we have to
easier
make
on
it easier
Matt.
on Matt.
Because otherwise he can't help.
He can't help without complaining. So we're in the trailer. I remember standing there and he goes, "How'd you get these in here?" I said, "Dude, I got the strongest wife you've ever met." He said, "No, she didn't. She's the only one to help me. When we loaded up, pulled the trailer up to church building, we rolled out, we rolled right up those ramps. It's just me and her." That was it. And he sat there and like for a minute calculating, how did she do this? So now I like to say, and now it's on public record,
Yeah.
Matt McBrayer is weaker than my wife.
Yeah.
So though not as funny,
Yeah.
it's funny when he
Yes,
hears
it
this.
is. Well, and I
and
tell you,
I can't
absolutely.
wait to get that text message.
I tell you what, Matt, you can kick rocks. Matt's a pretty good guy. He loves to prank people, and I loved watching that happen live because what people at home, and if this is your first introduction to the Scattered Abroad Network, we record like 12 minimum, a 12 amount of episodes live.
Yeah.
Like we are recording them, we're streaming some of them out, we're doing different things. It is a big ordeal. It is taxing. It is exhausting. And when it is finally done,
You ready
it
to
is the
leave?
day to tear down. Like we're pretty much not
And
done.
you have hours.
Yes.
It's set time. You can't
Yes.
choose, I'll get it later. Ain't no later.
And we're struggling
Yeah.
getting all that in there. But I was watching Matt, and I was just when I heard you say Kelly did that, I was like, oh, that is good. I loved that. Matt stinks. He's terrible.
I'm glad we
Terribly
said that.
weak.
Get that out of there.
Yeah. Go ahead. What was the other?
So you
four
got
we can choose?
spider,
Okay, you get to
wasp
pick
in the
this
rubber
time.
band, hospital visit, forgot your food.
Wasp and rubber.
Wasp in the rubber band. This is 2 incidents that happened at Findlay. So let's start with the wasp since it's first. So I'm teaching a Wednesday night class. I think I was in Colossians. This has been several months ago. Somewhere I have this clip of me because certain things happen and you just can't. If it's funny, I'm sorry. I'm laughing and that's how it is. Both these occasions happened at church, in my class. Something went off. So I'm watching this wasp. I'm just teaching class and I'm just kind of keeping my eye on this wasp. Where's he at? Is he going to come to me? What's he doing? So I see it right on the back of a lady. She's right here. So I'm thinking, okay, her husband will handle this well. He's a good guy and he is a great guy and he handled it so well. And I see it happen. So I'm kind of teaching class and I'm looking. I'm trying to see this and I'm just trying to focus on my class. He takes his Bible and I'm in my mind, I'm teaching class saying, no, he's not going to. He folds it in half. Please let him do it now. He takes that Bible. He says, be still. And he takes that Bible and he just, you can hear it. Thunk. The wasp is dead.
Did she get stung?
No, she didn't get stung. So I'm standing there and I said, listen, folks, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I'm dying. And then the whole place laughs. It was funny. So then, same zone. It's just this zone, I guess. First 3 rows on Wednesday nights. I'm starting class. It was last week or 2 weeks ago. And a man had his Bible and he has a rubber band around his Bible. So when he carries it, kind of can't shut. He was going to pull his rubber band off. Well, he did so and it had aged. And it was one of those big, it's a big rubber band. So I hear it go, pow. There it goes. So the guy it hit said, who did that? So that's what I'm doing as class starts. I said, did y'all see that rubber band flying in the air? Of course, I'm animated, so that's just how that happened. And I said, and it hit Greg.
Nice.
So that was pretty funny. I like when things happen in the auditorium because, listen, worship is serious, Bible class is serious, but life still happens in the midst of those things. And I have laughed about the wasp every time I think I get up on Wednesday nights. I think about the wasp.
Yeah, I remember being a little kid and there was always the book by Tom Holland, Why Is It Funnier When You Shouldn't Be Laughing?
Yes.
Then there was the other book, Funny Things from Sunnydale or something like that he wrote that was from a perspective of different things he saw in the hospital and nursing home. And one of those has always stuck with me. And it was the preacher comes in to visit this elderly lady and she says, do you want some peanuts? And he said, yeah, sure. I'd love to have a peanut or two. And so he starts eating the peanuts and he's just kind of like notices there's something just a little different about it. And he says, where did you get these peanuts? And she said, someone delivered them to me. And he goes, well, they're really moist and kind of soggy. She said, yeah, they were covered in chocolate. And so I sucked the chocolate off of the peanuts and put them back into the bowl. So this preacher is eating these nasty peanuts. I remember reading that as a kid and just thinking that was the funniest, most disgusting thing I'd ever seen.
See, that terrifies me.
But the wasp, he has a story just like the wasp too, where he was dealing with it and it was, just kind of hunting him basically while he was preaching. And that's just how it goes, isn't it? I mean, you can't keep things out. We had that possum that was in here.
That's the funniest thing. I really, I wish I was here.
I think that at the time of us recording this, you haven't heard about the possum at home yet, but
you will.
It did not play possum. That is for sure. Because it refused to play dead. Yeah, we don't just have a pet possum that we carry around.
It was
the
in the
house possum.
Yeah, Adam did put on the timer. Archibald. Adam put on the timer. Possum is our mascot now, and I really want to see the stickers.
Yeah,
I want to see the house to house stickers. Where
possum merch.
Hey, what a better place for that possum to wander into than house to house
of all places.
Maybe it's spread the gospel as well as those diseases it inevitably has.
You want to say it? I keep a can of wasp spray in my office at all times for random wasps that have attacked me in my offices at every office I've ever inhabited. Everyone.
At Somerville, I had in the lights.
Yeah.
I'd be studying, I'd be typing, and I'd just hear that zzz, And I'd look up and I'd go, okay. Well, one time I'd been gone for a couple weeks. I came back, there were 40 in my light panel. And I went to go and clean it out.
They were still alive.
And one of them was still alive. And it had been just kind of, it was probably close to death. But when I popped that thing down, I angered it just enough that there was some adrenaline that thing got, and it came after me. I still managed to only be stung once, though. Not that day either. I got stung when I was leaning up against something in my attic, and I leaned right on a wasp and didn't know it. That's just the breaks, isn't it? Okay, so you've told us 2 of the 6.
Got 2 of the 6. So you've got spider, hospital visit, forgot your food.
Hospital visit.
This is my favorite story.
See, I picked well.
This is my favorite. One of my favorite. Now, not because of the circumstances.
I love it when people are sick in the hospital.
It is very sad when someone's sick, and this lady has since passed. And I'm not telling it because she passed, and I'm not telling it because I want to make fun of her. It's just what happens. And sometimes in life, things are comical.
That's right.
So I walk into the hospital. I ask the nurses. There were 6. I remember that there were 6. I need to see so-and-so. And they tell me the room number, and just so happens, here's the nursing desk. I'm standing right here. They say, it's right behind you. Oh, should have been my cue because they place the people close to the nurse's desk who are flight risk or who need extra attention. I'd forgotten that, and I just said, thanks so much. And I just turned around and bebopped in that room. Well, she lit up. We talked for a minute, and then she said, I need you to do me a favor. I said, anything you need. I didn't expect what was coming. She looks me dead in the face and she says, I need you to take me home. I said, well, you just need to stay here. They're helping you. Everything's going to be fine. It'll help you feel better. You'll think better because her mind was extremely cloudy. Well, unbeknownst to everyone in the hospital, she has removed her gown, her IV, everything they had on her. And she has fooled the whole system. No one knows. No monitors going off, nothing.
How in the world did she?
I don't know, but
that?
she did it.
Yeah.
And she says, but I'm ready to go right now. I said, well, let me go out here and talk to the nurses. She said, no, I'm ready to go right now. And you know what she does? She takes that blanket. Woof. And there she is. And I hear them go from the nurse's desk. And I look back at them. And they're all looking at me. They're dying. I mean, they're not even breathing. I take the blanket, I lay it back. I said, I'll see you later. I walk out of that room. I shut her door behind me. And I look at those nurses and I said, and y'all let this happen.
Yeah.
And they were dying. It was great. It wasn't funny to me the day of, but now it's real funny.
Yeah, they saw you coming, man.
They were waiting. They knew, hey, I'm here to see this sweet lady.
Oh, yeah.
He'll go in there. He'll not think a thing.
It's like, y'all come.
Right there.
Y'all
Thanks.
Come. Yeah.
Oh, and they just let me walk right in there.
So I was in the hospital, last month.
Yeah.
And I had just finished my master's program, and I had also just been given morphine.
Oh, yeah.
And the nurse comes in and she's asking all of the particular questions that need to be answered, like, what is your name? What do you prefer to be called? All that kind of stuff. And I said, when I was asked, what do you prefer to be called? I said, Master Clark. So she wrote it on the board.
Wrote it on the board, Master Clark.
And I fell asleep like immediately after saying that. And I woke back up and someone's in the room and they look at me, they turn to the board. They kind of tilt their head to the side just a little bit like puzzled. Like,
do I have to say master?
And then they turned back to me and I was just kind of like, I have got to get that changed. So as soon as Megan came back, I said, okay, change it. I've seen why that's not a good idea. But that'll tell you something. If you're on morphine, you don't need to be answering questions. You need to let your wife answer it. And my wife was over there going, no, it's Michael. And I was like, excuse me. It's Master Clark.
Change it or say it.
So she's been having fun going, call no man your master.
Oh, I bet she
And
has.
I'm like, except this man, because I got a degree to prove it. So
and I bet she has something to say about that.
she doesn't say it ever.
Yeah.
Wayne said it once, and I have it on record.
One time. Facebook.
Yeah, see, you lost your bachelor's degree, but she got her master's.
True.
Yeah.
MRS and masters.
That's right.
All thanks to me.
All thanks to you.
I'm pretty electric, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, is that how you would describe Michael?
Electric?
I mean, we could take a moment without Michael being on camera and talk about Michael.
Well, I don't think electric is the right
electrocuted, maybe.
is the right term. I think of after being electrocuted, how somebody appears
Okay.
a little frazzled.
The guy in
frazzled
Home Alone.
in life.
Who touches the sink?
Yes.
We got it.
I see Adam's nodding his head too,
Yeah,
so
so-
he concurs.
So he,
So
he came in close. So he's like,
yeah. Oh, he's
I wanna-
in. That's
yeah, he's-
it. So
yeah.
I like that. Well, that's.
Wow.
I try to help you out as much as I can.
I agree with that remark.
Something about food.
We got food and
forgot your
Spider.
food, yeah.
And then so Spider's not. It's more terrifying to me, and it's funny now. But food. So we did a project, video project. Brought some guys in to speak. So Caleb and I were doing it, and we brought this guy in. His wife came, and they were both just so sweet and so kind. We want to take him to lunch. Well, we went out to this place that you had to get it and come back. Well, I got mine. Caleb got his, and they were there, and they made their order, and everything just seemed, there's 10 of us or so. We all got our foods, and we get back to the building to eat, and I noticed while I was at the place, and this is where I should have said, probably should check on that. I didn't, because I thought, surely they checked on it. It was the guy we brought in to speak and his wife. So I thought, it's all good. So I said nothing to anybody, no one. So we get back to the building. Oh, they still don't have a bag. So I thought, okay, surely they haven't driven all the way over here and don't have any food because they ordered. Well, we all get in there and they come and sit down and I'm the only one who's realized this yet. And I'm like, oh no. Well, I have to let this play out now. I can't ask them anything. I can't say anything to them now. So I'm okay. So someone lays a prayer and all that. That's wonderful. And we all start getting out of our bags. That's when I realized we all have individual bags. They didn't get the bag because they thought we paid for their meal and thought we had it. But it was still on the counter.
And they didn't pay.
They didn't pay.
And
We didn't pay.
And y'all didn't pay.
Thieves.
Nobody got it.
Oh.
Nobody paid. No, it's still at the restaurant. It's still
yeah.
there.
Okay, I got
So
you.
we're all sitting there. And finally, she's like, I think someone forgot our food. And very sweet. And we're sitting there. So somebody takes them to go get it. And I just look at everybody in the room and go, well, we messed that one up. To me, it was funny.
Where did you go?
Flat Rock Cheese and More, the sandwich shop.
Yeah.
I did a sandwich.
I've never
today.
been there before. I need to go.
Yeah, that is a great place. I
Yeah.
really like that place. So,
I just know the Hickey House.
that. I have a slogan for that. I would tell my children because what happened, we called it it's the Hickory House, but my son would call it the Hickey House. He just couldn't get that terminology out, and I thought, well, you know what? I'm a great dad. I'm playing on this.
That's right.
So I came up with a slogan for the Hickey House: get one or give one. So every time he would say Hickey House, I just look over my wife and say, get one or give one.
I remember.
And we ate there
Where's this at? I've been there.
in Pulaski, the Hickory House,
yeah,
down
yeah.
by the football field.
Yeah,
we went there
down
last year.
Yeah. So great place. They had this awesome buffet. You used to
Yeah.
have blackberry cobbler.
They don't have a buffet anymore.
I know. It's sad. I went back.
They had a really good steak.
Oh, they had
no
great
buffet.
food, but the buffet was amazing on Sundays.
Yeah, it
was.
And I blame you. Since
feel
there's
like-
only 2 left. I blame you
Yeah.
for a lot of the way that I speak about P-Town. I never called it P-Town before
I
you.
called it P-Town.
I never said Pulaski before you.
Pulaski?
And
Netsky?
I have been ingrained in the give one. That's all.
one,
I
give
mean,
one.
as soon as I hear
When you say Hickory House, get one.
that's all I. Just like almost like what was it? Pavlov's dog or whatever.
Yeah.
Where it's just like,
Give one.
that is literally what it feels like. So
We could play
you
the
have
Taco Bell thing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You have
Taco Bell-
ruined
Taco Bell Bear.
certain ways
That's
that I
right.
speak, but for the better.
Yeah.
So tell us about the spider.
Well, I'm terrified of spiders. I don't.
Did you see the preview for the movie Sting?
Nope, and not going to. Just don't need anything to do with that. Why? If I could ask the Lord any question, why did it have to look like that? Was there not a better way? And I'm not. I just don't want anything to do with it. I mean, it's bad. I don't like it. I spray. I do everything I can.
Understand,
It is the one thing. I'll do anything in this life, but I ain't killing the spider. I'm not doing that. I'm out.
So Kelly kills him.
Yes, I'm man enough to admit that.
Yeah. Well, she's stronger than that.
There's
so why
no
wouldn't
doubt.
she need to kill the
There's no
spiders?
doubt that she looks at me and goes, "Can you kill this, honey? You're going to do that.
Yeah.
You're going to take care of that." So somebody walks up to me Sunday morning. This past just Sunday morning. This is Tuesday, 2 days ago. What was that behind you? excuse me? What was that behind you? I said, I hear you, but you're going to have to fill me in. Something was moving in the water. Where? I didn't get the Baptist what they're talking about. I missed it. After preaching, I'm a little slow after preaching.
Sure.
So in the water. What water? The one behind you. I'm with you. I said, okay, what was moving? She said, that's what I'm asking. I said, what? And I looked at her as dead as serious as I could. I said, I was facing that way. I said, if it was behind me, you didn't happen to go, hey, something's behind you. There is this huge, like wolf spider. I finally found him.
Yeah.
And I left him alone. I didn't go kill him.
He's-
As far as I know,
Look.
to this day, he has taken over a wing of the building. I don't know.
Do you
got
know?
his own
You know
hall.
what the? Do you know what the wolf spider's nickname is?
No.
Keeper of the kingdom.
What he's keeping it.
And literally, what they mean by that is, if you see a wolf spider, he's in there for a reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why he'd be in the baptistry, but he's hunting something
Yeah.
more nefarious than he
Yeah.
or she. And often when you see a wolf spider, they're looking for a recluse or a widow or something like
So
that.
this little fella he would swim across the water during my sermon and during announcements.
He
And
was just trying to be
You can see
baptized.
it on the video of our stream. There I am out there speaking. He walks across the wall, jumps in the water, little legs, then he comes back up.
I would like to
just-
think the angle, if you could get it, cinematic and all. Did y'all sing Nothing But the Blood of Jesus that day? What can wash away my sins? He's
No,
just
but let me tell you,
backstroking.
had I been able to get to there, I have a picture of this thing. If you want to see it, look
This
at
is
this.
what Wayne said it looked like.
That's exactly.
That thing is pretty big.
He's huge.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
he was huge. And we've had a problem in their baptistry. So our heater messed up. So for a while it was cold. So I've done 3 baptisms this year. We're talking 50-degree water.
Yeah.
Wow. 3. And one lady had cancer and she knew she needed to be baptized, her and her husband. And I said, listen, it's cold. If you want me to figure out how to warm this up, I will. She said, I can't wait. So I thought, good for you. Thank you for, commitment to that. And then another was a family member of mine. And I told him, I said, listen, we can try to figure out how to warm this water. I said, but the baptistry had been drained. So I just literally tapped cold, filled it up. It was cold. And so, but now the problem is,
There's a spider in there.
now the spider's in there. But apparently not brown recluse. Help
Wolf
me out.
spiders
Wolf
have babies.
spiders. Did you see me just melt down there? Wolf spiders like warm water because you could put your finger in the bag. We had to go just turn the whole thing off Sunday morning. You could put your finger in the water and it was almost boiling. It was so hot. You couldn't have put somebody under it.
No wonder he's backstroking.
No,
He's like, this is a nice
He was
change of
loving it.
pace.
He was in the
Nice.
spa.
Right.
He was in the Finley spa and just living his little. So I have
Little
said,
ants massaging.
yeah, cucumbers. So that's how many cucumbers you got to put on a spider's eye. Think about that.
At least 8.
At least 8. So he I don't know where he's at right now,
Okay.
but he's getting wasp sprayed.
So I don't know if you've ever done this before. Before you tell your final story, unless you have something. Okay. I'm just making sure. I don't want to leave you. I don't want to leave you out
No, no.
any more than I
Let
have
that
to.
go, man.
That movie Sting.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but I saw the previews for it, and it's about this just massive spider. It's kind of like arachnophobia, but with one spider.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with it.
And I saw the preview for it, and I was like, I'm good. I don't need to see that. Because I don't like spiders either, really. And I was trying to go sleep the other night. Have you ever done this before where you're just about to go to sleep, but
yeah.
you think you see a spider crawling on the ceiling?
Oh yeah.
Well, I thought I saw the massive spider that was in the previews crawling on that ceiling. And then I thought I saw it jump down.
Send down. Oh, I'd have come
And
glued.
I was freaked out. And it was like 2 a.m. when this happened. I was just about to hit that sleep. I was up till 3:30 because of that one little jump scare.
I would have not even went back to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they
We're gonna
say,
have to burn
you know
the
what
house
they say,
down.
right?
Yeah.
You know what they say? You swallow a certain amount of spiders every year. And I really think that's a myth. But if it's not, goodness, man.
I don't even have the ability to talk about that.
You just wear something over your face when you sleep.
I'm just wearing a mask.
Mask up.
I'm
Yeah.
masking up. But
right.
they get behind it.
Yeah.
That's awful. That literally terrifies me right now.
Um,
I'll do anything.
yeah.
I'll climb the tallest tower.
I'd hold a cottonmouth before I'd hold a spider.
I'm in on that. Snakes, not a problem.
Yeah.
But spiders, and then, what's that behind you? You better get up there and get that thing.
At least it wasn't descending onto your...
Before he carries the baptistry away.
Where I was preaching just a couple weeks ago, right before services started, it's descending down in front of me. And so I just went and killed it. But it was, I mean, for a second I was like, I don't know what that is, but I hope it didn't bite me when I killed it.
It's dead now.
You know, my hand starts decaying away.
Which would be what would happen to you.
Exactly. That would be my
That
luck.
would be your luck.
So what's the last story you've got? The
I
one that
have,
is-
let's see. This would be about 7 years ago.
so,
I've never publicly told it.
okay.
This would be 2017.
So BSAN before Scattered
Yeah,
Abroad.
but yeah. This has never been told. Only few people who know about it have communicated about this to me, and I have an addendum at the end that I've learned, and this will play out in the story. You just don't know it yet. I'm not going to tell you till the end,
Okay.
and it makes it just worse. So,
Lovely. Last time you did this, we had to cut the story.
What? No. Was that the one? Or no, that wasn't the one.
Okay.
I've never told this on any
Okay.
recording. It's never been anywhere. But I was overseas, and I love going to this particular country because you can go there. And what I did is I taught a Bible class for 4 hours. And then after that, they wanted a question and answer night. So it's like 7 hours long. And and it's late. They do it in the evening. So we're talking 11:30, 12:30. We're late. So this whole time they had me there. They would take care of my transportation. They'd pay for the person to come pick me up and to take me back to the hotel because it was a little bit of a distance just due to sheer accommodating in foreign countries. So this particular night, no one remembered to pay the driver. So I had not cashed out any money because I didn't need any. I was only there for 4 days, 3 nights and 4 days. So I didn't have any of these particular money that I needed of this country. So I get to the hotel, I hop out, and the guy is speaking in a language that I don't speak. They are you that speak English or their language, and most can do both, but some cannot. So the security man with a shotgun strapped to his vest, shells down of the hotel, walks over, translates for me, and I said, I don't have any cash. Where can I exchange cash? I'll do it in the hotel. They always have exchanged money right there at the hotel. Well, nobody told me to quit doing that. So I'm standing there with $100 American bill, needing to pay this guy like $5. So I wasn't going to give him the $100 bill. They tell me at the desk, it's just like 6 blocks down the street. Now remember the time frame, 11:30, 12:30. It was late. I mean, it's night. And it was a very active city. Just all sorts of things going on. So I said, okay. So I'll go outside and tell the security guard what's going on. And he looks at me and goes, well. I said, huh? He just points at it. All right. I said, can you tell the cab driver I'll go get money and I'll come back? So there I am. I'm in a white shirt and a tie, some kind of dress pants, dress shoes, had my bag. And so I left my backpack on me because I just thought, I'll just carry it. No, I left it with the security guard. So I had my wallet, my phone, and just me. So I crossed the street. That went well. Okay, that went well. I'm by myself. I'm the only American I know in the country. I'm by myself. Walk across the street. I turn right. First 3 blocks, fantastic. Wonderful breeze, nice people.
People were singing. It was great.
There were families, there was this. I walked through this little restaurant and just kept on going. I could see another one down the way. And then I thought, I wonder how far I'm away from the hotel. So what did I do? I take a look back. That's when I saw someone following me. I'm in a country where you go missing, you gone. That's it. So what do? Just pick up the pace a little bit. Let's just pick up the pace. I can see where I need to go. I'm about 3 blocks away. Well, about another block goes by. I look back, gaining on me. I've picked up the pace. I'm a fast walker anyway. So if I pick up the pace, I've picked up the pace. So I look back again. I'm at the front of this you're just going to walk through this little dining area. Now, I'm going to embellish this a little bit because I think it's funny. I just take off in a full sprint because I had looked back again, really close now. And it was I'm going to choose my words very carefully, a lady of the evening. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how's this person catching me? I'm moving. So I take off in a full run. Napkins are flying by tables as I'm running through this restaurant. I'm I'm moving it. I don't know if I've ever run that fast in my life. About the time I get to the money exchange door, I can see the sign and I'm telling myself, I'm home free. I'm running. You know, when you run, you're moving your arms. Well, I get to that last move. My right arm goes behind me. Somebody grabs me. Caught me. I mean, I'm in a full out run. I'm running. I'm booking it.
Did you make it?
Oh, I made it to the door. I grabbed the door as I'm in that last sprint, pull the door open, grabbed me. I run in the door. That arm's still on mine. And I have to slam the door off this person's hand to get away. So after all that's happened, you know, of course, 6 blocks. I've been running for 3. I've been full out sprinting. I'm standing there, you know, hair's just crazy. And of course, woman behind the counter looks at me. And there I am in the stare. And I just hold up my $100 bill. She never says a word to me other than going, that's what she made. Then I walk up 3 steps, as far, hand it to her. She never says a word to me. Never says a word. Never speaks a word. I don't know if I got the money I needed. I don't know if she took half of it. Didn't care. I have literally, for 3 blocks, gotten caught while I was running down the street. Now, as I slammed the other arm in the door that wasn't mine, a great squeal lets out. I don't know what happens at that point because I turned the twist lock. Click. I'm in. I'm okay. So there I am. I've got a choice to make. Am I going to stay here for the night in the front of this money exchange office?
Is this a good place to lay down?
Not worry about the cab driver? Or do I walk out of this restaurant where all these people have seen this happen? I mean, there weren't just a few people out. It was busy. So I'm standing there looking at this glass door, looking. And I probably wait 5 minutes because I'm thinking, where's it at? Where could this thing be? Because I didn't know what it was. I just know that it caught me. And I knew what I thought it was. I was wrong, just by the way. That's the part that, so years go by and someone tells me, this is what really happened to you. I stand there at the door. I've got to go back. I can't stay here all night. I mean, it's growing later and later. So I click, push open a little bit and just wait. All right, nothing moved. Push open a little further. All right, nothing has moved. Don't think it's by the door. So what do? I go out that door. I book it across the street. And for 6 blocks, I truck it back. I mean, I'm tie flapping in the wind. You know, I am moving. Pay the cab driver. Thought, okay, this is an experience that I'll never tell anybody. Here I have told it. My wife has laughed at me. All the people that I know that know about the story have laughed at me. And then years later, I'm sitting in another country and someone says, I've got something to tell you. All right, what's up? You remember that night that you had to run down the street? And they're laughing. They're dying. They're dying. You know, I just assumed that it was a female. It wasn't. I was running from a man who caught up to me, and I almost broke his arm in a foreign country. And for 6 blocks, I ran back away, not knowing. And years later, they pull me aside. We just want to set the record straight. I said, why did you tell me? I didn't need to know. We just thought you needed to know. Moral of the story, you don't always need to know.
Wow.
But they wanted me to know.
Well, you about broke their arm, man.
I did. Let me tell you, if I could have,
Tore it off.
Listen,
If I could, I'd show it to you.
I would still have it to this day. I've never run so fast in my life. And so the next morning, I call Kelly and I'm telling her what's happening. or what's happening, which is not in American daylight there. Because I'd gotten up early because, weird string of events. So I'm showing Kelly on the phone, videoing it. This is where I ran. And you could see, napkins still on the ground. I'm just kidding. But it was like, she said, you ran that far? I said, yes. What you think? I couldn't run that far? That's
like, do you need to go to the doctor?
No, I'm okay. And that's where I broke the arm. Moral of the story is, you don't have to tell everything you know.
Or know everything you tell.
That's
right.
Wow.
Man, A+.
Love it.
How would you grade it?
That's good, man.
That's
That's
not a
top.
grade.
That's top.
Give it a grade.
That's top. That's A.
It's
A.
I said A+.
It's okay. I'll take an A.
I'm gonna say A.
You know?
That's top. You gotta.
To get to A+,
Yeah,
you had to have broken the arm.
Yeah. For an A+,
You still had the arm.
Have the arm. Yeah.
Yes,
You had
we
the
didn't have
arm.
but-
Yeah.
And now I see these. This is what's funny. I still see these people from time to time, and they just look at me and go, and smile. And I know what they're thinking. And I'm like, stop it.
I'll break your arms too.
So it has become.
So they were behind you this whole time.
Yeah, I
that
just
was
didn't-
them chasing you.
which
Or
would have been.
coming.
Yeah. Wait, who? The
I
people?
mean, like that was them coming after you the whole time,
Oh yeah.
trying to catch you.
Oh yeah.
The couple that talked to you?
No.
Oh, I was about to say,
No,
you
no,
broke
no.
their arm?
No,
Man,
no.
could you imagine? I broke a brother's arm
No.
in the church.
Don't chase me in a foreign country.
You get
All
what you
bets are
deserve.
off.
All bets are off. When I am in full sprint, either you're running with me or you're running against me. And they were running against me.
You're like, I hit the fell. Why don't you go run?
Why don't you go run? Why don't you go run? Because this is not going to end well.
Oh, man. That's good stuff. Not the breaking of the arm and all that, but that's good stuff.
It worked out for me.
It worked out. All of us have probably been in moments like that. I've never been. Have you?
I've yet to.
I walked into a mafia, a Russian mafia restaurant.
I think I'd rather.
What?
I think I'd rather.
We have been here now for 2 days recording, and every time we've done one of these, I go, Wayne, you got any stories? No.
Nah.
And then right as we're about to close it, Wayne goes, I walked into a Russian mafia, restaurant once.
Would have been better. I'll walk into 2 Russian mafia restaurants to make sure this never happens
way
to
to
me
bury
again.
the lead, dude.
I know it's pretty scary.
I'll take it.
Well, we can't tell it now.
I know.
We got to save that for Dad's episode.
Got to hang on to it.
Well,
It's coming.
stay tuned.
It's coming, folks.
It's coming.
I feel like I've been carrying this thing, and you've had the mob the whole time underneath you.
Here's what's going to be great. Y'all are going to forget. And no one's going to know the rest of the story.
Everybody, 'cause this is episode 3. Dad's episode 9.
Nice. So yeah, no one's going to remember. Because this is happening. Y'all recording
This
that
is
midsummer.
all summer.
Yeah.
This is all
It's
summer.
not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not happening. And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure
This
it
is
doesn't.
season 4. This will be season 5 before we get the story out.
Season 6 at least. It's never going to, you're not going to know. Don't put that in your calendar. You're not allowed to use a calendar.
I didn't use a calendar.
You're not allowed to use an email.
I didn't use an email.
There's no way I see a text, so don't even try.
No.
I know you won't see a text. You don't even answer your phone when I call.
That's a true story.
Every time I call him, it's, hey, you've reached Wayne.
I'm going to change my voicemail to, hey, you've reached Wayne.
If I'd really reached Wayne, we'd be talking right now.
That's what he always leaves me.
I get so
liar.
mad. I'm just, hey, man, if I really were on the phone with you, you'd be speaking back to me right now.
Yeah, you're lying. So
Easy.
If it makes you feel better.
Everybody at home, this is what I deal with.
If it makes you feel better, Wayne answers my calls.
I believe it.
it's your story.
When he answers on the second ring, I'm like, are you sick? Is everything okay?
Yeah, it's terminal.
The mob's after me.
It's
The mob's
bad.
after me.
It's
Mafia's
bad.
coming.
You need to know this quick. Okay.
Oh, man. Well, Jonathan, thanks for coming. How far of a drive? Just out of curiosity.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Not bad. No.
Well, appreciate you coming and doing this. I know it was an out of the way schedule thing for you sometimes, but it was enjoyable. I'm sure we enjoyed
Had
it.
a good day. I wanted to come here to check out the studio, see
Yeah.
what
Oh, yeah.
House is doing. Big fans of theirs. Just want to see what they do.
I mean,
to
they're
see,
getting it done, man.
You know,
Yeah, man.
yeah, they are. They are.
House to house,
Yeah,
and
that's
heart to
right.
heart.
They get it done.
God's wisdom,
Sounds
they
like
do
a commercial,
impart.
right?
That should be their poem. They need to put that somewhere over in the building now.
Yeah,
House
they
to house,
won't
heart
because
to
your
heart.
name's
That's
attached to it
right.
now. And I am encouraging them to never let you come here
We
again.
need to do a haiku 575.
You can't even spell haiku.
No, I can spell Pikachu.
Well, I don't want you to do that either.
All right. Well, thanks you.
Thanks, you.
Thank y'all for being on the podcast today. Thank you for listening and watching, and we'll see you next week.